Did you know that over 75% of people experience some form of fear when it comes to public speaking? It's true, according to surveys, many people fear speaking in front of others more than death. Yet, mastering the art of speaking can completely transform your life. It can boost your career, improve your relationships, and even change the way you see yourself. In this video, I'll share 6 books that helped me become a better speaker and communicator. These aren't the usual self-help books you've heard about. These are game changers, books that show you how to use your voice, overcome fear, and influence others in ways you never thought possible. We'll dive into secrets like how silence can make you more powerful, how stories can stick in people's minds, and how persuasion works on a deeper level than you might imagine. Stick with me as we explore these life-changing books and the strategies that can turn you into a speaker everyone listens to. Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Power of Unspoken Words, The Art of Silence. If you think great speakers are always the loudest, think again. The best speakers often use silence as a tool. Susan Cain's Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking teaches us that silence isn't awkward, it's powerful. Introverts, who may not feel the need to fill every moment with words, often communicate more effectively than extroverts. In fact, studies show that introverts are typically better listeners and more focused speakers. By learning to embrace pauses, you create suspense and give your audience time to reflect. Think about your favorite public speaker. What do they do in between sentences? They pause. This moment of stillness builds tension and anticipation. It lets the audience process the message more deeply. Cain's book reminds us that introversion is not a weakness, but a strength in communication. In fact, quiet leaders like Bill Gates and Barack Obama often use thoughtful pauses to make their words more impactful. When we're silent, we allow our words to land with more weight. Instead of filling the silence with unnecessary chatter, take a moment to collect your thoughts. Your audience will appreciate the depth you offer. So next time you speak, experiment with silence. Use it to emphasize points or allow ideas to settle in the room. You might just find that the quieter you are, the more powerful your message becomes. Chapter 2: From Fear to Fierce, Embrace the Stage. Stage fright is a universal challenge for many speakers, but it doesn't have to hold you back. In Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers, the key message is simple: fear is normal. What matters is how you respond to it. Jeffers points out that almost 70% of people experience fear before speaking in public. The key is to face it, not avoid it. One technique Jeffers recommends is reframing your fear as excitement. Instead of telling yourself, "I'm scared," say, "I'm excited to share this with others." This shift in mindset transforms your nerves into energy. You'll feel more alive and ready to speak. Did you know that even top performers like actor Hugh Jackman and tennis star Serena Williams experience nervousness before big performances? They both use deep breathing exercises to calm their nerves. Studies show that deep breathing can reduce anxiety by lowering your heart rate and relaxing your muscles. Another powerful tip from Jeffers is the truth technique. She says, "The truth is that you are never fully prepared. You can never predict everything that will happen. But the truth also is that you are strong enough to handle anything that comes your way." This mindset allows you to embrace uncertainty and still perform at your best. Fear doesn't have to be the enemy, it can become your ally. So, next time you feel that flutter in your chest, reframe it as excitement. The stage is yours to conquer. Chapter 3: Speak Like a Storyteller, The Power of Narrative. Stories are more than just entertainment, they are the backbone of effective communication. In Made to Stick, Why Some Ideas Survive and Others Die, Chip Heath and Dan Heath explain how storytelling is a secret weapon in getting your message across. Stories stick with people. They're memorable, engaging, and relatable. According to the Heath brothers, one of the main reasons some ideas stick is that they are told as stories. Take the famous Chicken McNugget story, which shows the power of using a simple, compelling narrative. When the McDonald's marketing team presented the product, they didn't just focus on the facts. They told a story about how the Chicken McNugget could be a quick, tasty option for busy parents. This story stuck with people and turned the product into a success. One key principle from Made to Stick is the simple concept. This means boiling down your message to its core idea. A great story is not about complexity, it's about clarity. This doesn't mean dumbing down your message, it means making it easy to understand and relate to. If you can tell your idea through a simple, powerful story, it will be far more impactful than just facts and figures. The Heath brothers also stress the importance of emotions. People don't remember facts, they remember feelings. So, when you speak, tap into emotions. Share a personal experience that makes your audience feel something. Whether it's humor, joy, or even sadness, emotions create a deeper connection. In fact, research by psychologist Paul Zak has shown that storytelling can increase empathy and understanding among audiences. When you tell a story, you activate areas of the brain related to emotion and memory. This is why people can recall a great story much easier than a list of dry facts. Next time you speak, think about the story behind your message. What personal experience or anecdote can you share to make your audience feel what you feel? Your message will stick long after you've finished speaking. If you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful strategies to level up your speaking game. Chapter 4. Your voice is your instrument, the symphony of speech. Your voice is more than just a tool for talking, it's your instrument, and it can make or break your speech. In the voice book, Caring for, Protecting, and Improving Your Voice, Michael D. Cormack explains how to use your voice effectively to engage your audience. The key is learning to control it, not just letting it go on autopilot. Did you know that the average person speaks around 125,150 words per minute? But top speakers slow their pace to around 100 words per minute. This deliberate slowness allows listeners to process information more easily. Cormack recommends practicing vocal exercises to strengthen your voice, much like an athlete would train their body. Another tip from Cormack is about your breath. Proper breath control is essential for speaking clearly and with authority. When you speak from your diaphragm, you project a powerful voice that fills the room. Short, shallow breaths will make you sound weak or nervous, but deep, controlled breaths show confidence and control. You should also be aware of your pitch. Speaking in a monotone can quickly bore your audience. Research shows that variation in pitch makes your voice more interesting and engaging. Famous speakers like Martin Luther King Jr. and Winston Churchill mastered this technique, using their voice to emphasize key points and stir emotions. Also, don't forget the importance of volume. Speaking too softly might cause people to lose interest, while shouting can make you sound aggressive. Find the right balance to keep your audience engaged without overwhelming them. Practice projecting your voice so that you can speak to a room full of people without straining. One last tip from Cormack is to stay hydrated. A dry throat can lead to a scratchy voice, and a strained voice makes it harder to maintain control. Drink plenty of water before speaking to ensure your voice is clear and strong throughout your presentation. Chapter 5. Unlocking Persuasion, the subtle art of influence. Public speaking isn't just about delivering a message, it's about persuading your audience to take action. In Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, Robert B. Cialdini explains 6 principles of persuasion that you can apply to become a more effective speaker. One of these principles is reciprocity. People feel compelled to return favors, so if you give your audience something valuable, whether it's insight, advice, or a simple gesture, they're more likely to listen and engage with your message. Cialdini also introduces the principle of social proof, which is the idea that people are more likely to follow the crowd. As a speaker, you can leverage this by showcasing testimonials or providing evidence that others are already on board with your ideas. When people see that others support you, they'll be more likely to trust your message. Another key principle is commitment. Once people commit to something, they're more likely to stick with it. Cialdini suggests encouraging your audience to make small commitments during your speech, whether it's by asking them to agree with a simple statement or to participate in an activity. This can help them feel more connected to your message. Liking is also an essential principle in persuasion. People are more likely to be persuaded by someone they like. Cialdini explains that similarity, compliments, and shared experiences can all make you more likable. If your audience feels a connection to you, they'll be more inclined to listen and trust what you say. Authority is another persuasion principle that can make you a more convincing speaker. When you demonstrate your expertise and credibility, people are more likely to believe in your message. This doesn't mean bragging about your qualifications, but rather showing your competence through your delivery, knowledge, and confidence. Lastly, Cialdini talks about scarcity. People value things more when they believe they are in limited supply. If you want your audience to act on your message, make it feel like an opportunity they can't afford to miss. Use language like, "This offer is only available today," or "You don't want to miss out on this." When you use these persuasion techniques, you become not just a speaker, but a leader who influences others. The art of persuasion is subtle but powerful, and by applying Cialdini's principles, you'll elevate your speaking skills. Chapter 6. The Speak and Listen Balance, Mastering the Conversation. To be a great speaker, you also need to be a great listener. In The Lost Art of Listening, Michael P. Nichols explains that listening is just as important as speaking. When you truly listen to your audience, you can adjust your message to meet their needs and make a stronger connection. Nichols argues that most people listen with the intention to reply, not to understand. This can create a disconnect between you and your audience. As a speaker, you need to listen carefully to both verbal and non-verbal feedback. Are they nodding, making eye contact, or checking their phones? These signals can help you gauge whether your message is hitting home or if you need to adjust your approach. Effective listening also involves empathy. Nichols emphasizes that when you listen with empathy, you create trust. Your audience feels valued, and that makes them more likely to engage with what you're saying. Show that you care about their thoughts and concerns, and they'll return that energy to you. One key strategy Nichols suggests is active listening. This means not just hearing what your audience says but reflecting on it. You can use verbal cues like, "I understand your point," or, "That's a great question." This encourages a two-way conversation, rather than just a one-sided lecture. Another listening technique is paraphrasing. After hearing a point from your audience, summarize it in your own words. This shows that you've been paying attention and helps clarify any misunderstandings. It also allows you to deepen your connection with the audience by demonstrating that their input matters. In addition, paying attention to non-verbal cues, such as body language and facial expressions, can help you fine-tune your speech in real time. If your audience looks confused or disengaged, adjust your tone or approach to bring them back into the conversation. By balancing speaking and listening, you create a dynamic exchange with your audience. Listening isn't just passive, it's an active tool that can help you become a more powerful and persuasive speaker. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these tips, be sure to subscribe for more insights that can help you become the speaker everyone listens to.